to talk about on the show today. And the first thing I think we have to start off on is the big news surrounding Liverpool. And that is that they are going to try hard to get Zubimendi. And it's generally my thought and feeling that when you've got Ornstein, when you've got Fabrizio, when you've got all of these top names at the same time, Paul Joyce sharing the news, I think it's further along now in this particular moment than they are letting on, especially when Ornstein and especially when Paul Joyce talk about deals. They've probably known about it for a week or two, but they keep it close to their chest until it's about to happen. But how excited are you, Hassam, at the prospect of bringing in one of the best, in my opinion, central midfielders in Europe to Liverpool?
I mean, here's the thing. First and foremost, the one that makes a difference for us as Liverpool fans, as we all know, is actually Paul Joyce. Because when Paul Joyce tweets about Liverpool, it's usually stuff that's like down the line, stuff that's a little bit more confirmed than you think. The Ornstein part of the tweet obviously makes it a little bit worrying. We have to be honest, because this is like a double-edged sword for us, where it's like, oh, they still have to convince Zubimendi and all of that stuff. But there's a lot of questions that I ask myself. And I've been thinking about this, as well. And I said it, look, if Paul Joyce tweeted about it, and if Richard Hughes and Michael Edwards are aware that Martin Zubimendi, quote unquote, doesn't want to leave Spain and all that stuff, then surely they wouldn't even try. They wouldn't even attempt. So there must be something that's actually agreed or something that's spoken about. And there's another layer as well to this whole conversation. It's the fact that, what's his name? Bro, what's the name of the journalist? Oh yeah, it's the fact that Paul Joyce said interested in. Now, interested in any other club, for any other football club, if it's your club or Mo's club or anyone else's club, interested in means only talking to or might consider or something like that. The difference for us is, when you say interested in, it means we will actually want to sign the guy. Like that's the only difference, specifically when Joyce tweets it. And there's a key element here. Sociedad, because it's a release clause, want all the money up front. So it's not going to be like over 2, 3, 4, 5 year period. It's going to be
just on that. It has to be, because La Liga rules state Liverpool would have to pay La Liga the money, and then the La Liga would give the money to Sociedad. So yes, you have to pay the whole thing in a lump sum. Yes.
Yeah, and that's the thing that makes me think this maybe is probably a lot more done than people think. Because if we are going to pay 60 million upfront or 50 million upfront or whatever the price tag is, I think it's 51 million his release clause, 51 million pounds, 60 million euros. If we're going to pay 51 million pounds upfront, then surely they've gotten the go ahead from FSG. Surely they've gotten the go ahead from everyone around them, to be honest with you. So I'm very excited. I'm happy for the deal. I know we'll talk about his profile and how he suits Liverpool, which is going to be a very interesting conversation. But for me, I'm very happy with it. We need a 6 desperately. We just signed one to play alongside McAllister. So yeah, this is a fantastic statement of intent by Liverpool Football Club.
It certainly is. I'm going to go to Mo in a minute on this. I just wanted to say, look, all summer I've had stick from Liverpool fans.
Is Terry lagging or is it me?
Oh yeah, he's lagging big time. He's
Terry's
lagging
big time.
I'll be back in a minute. No,
yes.
It's not just you. It is me. It'll be back. I don't know what's happened.
Sam, is that the same deal agreed with the Caicedo thing? Is that the same?
There you are.
Because you said that there's along the line and all this stuff.
Yes, he is back now.
Sorry, I apologize. I literally the internet cut out for a few moments. But no, I was going to say about this. No, it was my end. It was my end. I was going to say that Liverpool fans have called me out all summer for me essentially saying that I think they should be in a title race. I think they're good enough to be in a title race. Their manager has stated that this squad is really hard to improve on from Jurgen Klopp. Liverpool, and I've watched Liverpool play twice, 3 times maybe in pre-season. They're doing quite well. What I stated all along is I thought it would be ridiculous to do the whole summer without a major signing. That would be not setting up slot for failure in terms of dropping outside the top 4. But I felt what it would do is absolutely stop you from being able to win the league. But a player like Martin Zubimendi, I believe he is so good. Now, of course, I know there's going to be, I don't even think these challenges should happen now on socials because we know what they are. Of course, he might not translate to the Premier League. Of course, he may not settle in Liverpool. There's always a risk of a transfer not working. But let's just live in the world of how good he really is in reality right now. If he transfers his Sociedad and Spain form to Liverpool's midfield, there is, not only are you already in the title race, you have a genuine chance of winning it because he shores up your midfield in such an important way. Everyone has a different interpretation of what type of midfielder that he is, but for me, he's a deep line midfielder. He will pick that ball up from your back line. He will bring everybody else into play. It will enable the likes of McAllister to get forward and bring the true best out of them. I think this, if I'm absolutely gutted at Liverpool, look, Man United have been linked to him too. We haven't made any formal approach, but I really want this guy at Man United. I am genuinely jealous that Liverpool are doing it. I've said all summer you're an excellent team. I've said all summer you should be in a title race. And all this is going to do is confirm how good Liverpool should do next season. But
Terry, can I just say one thing before we let Mo go on this? And this is, listen, you know how I've been speaking objectively about Man United all summer long. I'm going to say something with all due respect. I think Zubimendi is a level above Man United's level right now. And that's not an insult. I just think if I'm in Zubimendi's shoes, I'm looking to go to something a little bit more like Champions League, established. You know, there's something there. There's world-class players there. And I said this earlier on to the Man United fans. I said it earlier on in a more insulting way, but I'm going to say it nicely here. The truth of the matter is, Zubimendi is currently, put yourself in his shoes, right? He starts for City, he starts for Arsenal, he starts for Liverpool. Barcelona wanted him. So the best of the best clubs that play in the Champions League that have had success over the last 4 or 5 years with world-class players and their team want him. So Man United now can't go for that level of player yet. They need a year where they do get Champions League football, where they're a bit more successful, where they progress. Like, as an example, if Man United win the Europa League this season, it will make them, by definition, significantly more attractive for a lot more other players, you know, established, that type of shit. So, yeah, right now, I just think Zubimendi...
Yeah, that's why they are going for the better player. Of course, that's why they're going for the better player, because Zubimendi is not their level. Absolutely.
Who's the best player?
What the fuck are you waffling about, bro? They're going for De Jong is better than Zubimendi. What are you talking about, bro?
You think they're going to get De Jong?
But anyway, it doesn't matter, but they're going for him. They're going for him. They're trying with him. They've been trying with him for 2 years. But anyway, for Zubimendi, fantastic player, good player, not elite, not amazing. I don't think he is what the doctors order, but it's the shiny new toy for Liverpool fans. Someone like Osam sits here starving for news all summer, and it's up to him. Of course, it's up to him. And he has been, me and him have been talking for a couple of months now, and he's like, why we have no signings? Why we're the only club who's not linked? I like the approach. You're only linked with top players that are known. But that's not what the doctors ordered. Osam himself was crying and screaming for a DM better than Endo defensively to cover Trent, to cover McAllister, because last season, it's not only the goals that stopped them. They conceded 41 goals. They were 30% conceding more chances than Man City and Arsenal. Because Endo, and that's with Endo playing well. They were linked to Ederson, who is in defensive action, is way more superior to Zubimendi. To Mikel Moreno is way more superior to Zubimendi in terms of defensive actions. Basically, what Liverpool went and they got a B-tick McAllister. McAllister carries the ball the same. He has more key passes. He passes the ball better. Zubimendi is good, but that's not what Liverpool ordered. Liverpool want to get Zubimendi because Arne Slot wants to play the ball on the ground. He wants to pass the ball around, but they are forgetting the other aspect of the game. It's similar to Enzo Fernandez. Very good on the ball. Off the ball, Enzo Fernandez has zero defensive attributes. I'm not saying that Zubimendi has zero defensive attributes, but he isn't someone who gets involved in the defensive actions. Every time I'm watching the guy, he gets bypassed in the middle, because he isn't that guy in the middle. McAllister defends more. Go check the stats. Go watch him. I watched a couple of games. He was with Inter in the Champions League group stage, so I watched him. So I know. Zubimendi is a good DM. Is the kind of a DM you have when you have two engines around Zubimendi, so he can carry the ball. He isn't what the doctor ordered for Liverpool. Liverpool needed Ederson from Atalanta, more involved in defensive actions. Liverpool needed Amadou Onana from Everton, more involved in defensive action. Liverpool has plenty of amazing footballers. Trent, McAllister, Curtis Jones, Salah, Szoboszlai. Fantastic team. Kwanzaa can play from the back. Van Dijk is amazing on the ball. They needed that dog in the middle that will defend. Now Liverpool get Zubimendi and start. I think they get eaten in the midfield, defensive-wise. Unless you're telling me that Liverpool suddenly are going to have 90% ball position. Liverpool last season relied so much on Van Dijk defensive attributes individually and sometimes Konate, but every time McAllister got bypassed. Zubimendi is not what the doctor ordered, tactically speaking. I know Liverpool fans, you guys are starving. You guys want a signing. Oh my God, we're linked to Zubimendi. Great. He's not what the doctor ordered. He's what Arne Slot wants. He wants a ball-playing midfielder. You need someone who can defend, bro. Trent is going to invert and he's going to play in the middle. Freaking McAllister can play the ball. But Liverpool fans don't want to hear this. They don't. They literally don't. They wanted the new shiny toy. That's my opinion about Zubimendi. If they didn't have a McAllister, fantastic, amazing signing. Arsenal, for example, have Declan Rice. Way superior defensively. Way superior to Zubimendi. They get a Zubimendi, completes the midfield. Mikel Moreno, great. Liverpool need an actual DM. Why aren't Liverpool linked with DMs? But people don't want to hear it. They don't want to hear it. I don't think if anybody talks about this, it's not what the doctor ordered for Liverpool. It's not.